Good day, students. Today I have a presentation on revision. It's probably going to take about 10 minutes, so settle in and get ready. I will also be sending you a link to this slideshow so that you will be able to review it on your own, since the slides are actually quite filled with information. So this is just a review of the slideshow on revision. If you have been working on your paper, you have a draft now, and you should be able to go back and revise your work and, of course, edit at the same time. All right, so settle in and we'll get started. Please don't worry about the fast pace of this video. You will have the link to review on your own. All right, so revision. Revision is about making sure you are crystal clear to your reader. How should you do this? You should do this one sentence at a time. You're going to take your paragraphs, break them down into individual sentences, and you're going to visit each sentence one at a time and ask yourself, how can I revise this sentence to make it more clear to my audience what my ideas are? All righty, so let's go to the next slide, if it's going to go there. All right, so revision is about making your ideas crystal clear. You want to clarify your ideas, you want to simplify complicated or awkward sentences, and you want to increase readability. You want to be crystal clear. You don't want your reader to be lost. All right, so the first thing you should do is take a paragraph and read it out loud to yourself. Read it out loud so you can hear the words. It is important to consider things foster children experience when they turn 18. They are turned out onto the street and they have to take care of themselves on their own. Many of them don't have anyone to take care of them. The LA Times 2018 article, Foster Failures, talks about how 35% of foster kids end up homeless 6 months after they are aged out of the foster care system. Of course, there is help, but they don't know about it. All right, I'm not going to read this whole thing. It sounds good so far. The ideas are there, right? Don't be too hard on yourself. Look at what your main idea of the paragraph is. And then when you go back and tear it apart sentence by sentence, ask yourself, does this sentence connect to my main idea? And in the case of this paragraph, it's all about extending foster care to 21 years of age instead of ending at 18. All right, so the first thing you want to do is look at your paragraph and remove any contractions, don't, won't, couldn't, wouldn't, shouldn't, and any slang words like kids. Kids are baby goats. We want to use the word children or minors. So remember, remove slang, colloquial words, and contractions. You are writing a college-level essay. We do not write the way we speak. Does your essay sound written or spoken? All right, so you're going to separate your sentences in the paragraphs. Cut up your paragraphs to form individual sentences, and you will see what the sentences look like when they're just laid out on a page. And you will also be able to treat each sentence as an individual unit. So here I've taken the same paragraph and I've chopped it up into its sentences. And I can kind of see the shapes of the sentences. I can see where I have short sentences. I can see where I have long sentences, right? And here what I've done is I've taken out the contractions. It is do not, do not. And I've taken out the word kids and changed it to children and minors. So I've already done that. All right, now we're going to start working on the sentences one at a time. It is important to consider the things foster children experience when they turn 18. Don't use the word things when you write. We use the word things when we're too lazy to look for the actual word we want to use. I'm going to rewrite this sentence. It is important to consider the challenges foster children experience when they turn 18. So I'm going to take out that word things, and it totally helps to clarify the intent of the sentence. Whoops, I need to go back. I went too fast. All right, a fused sentence are two ideas awkwardly glued together in one sentence. So here we have the confusing sentence. The LA Times 2018 article, Foster Failures, talks about how 35% of foster kids end up homeless 6 months after they are aged out of the foster care system. Of course, there is help, but they don't know about it. This is two ideas fused together. What I'm going to do is write two sentences out of that one sentence. Right? And my better sentences are over there on the right-hand side. Also, don't use the word talks when you're writing an essay. This is a very common error. The LA Times article reports, it doesn't talk. All right, so a 2018 LA Times article reports that 35% of foster youth become homeless 6 months after aging out at 18 years old, period. New sentence. There are programs to assist transitioning youth, period. The primary challenge is providing transitioning youth with the information and resources. So while I'm tempted to try to crush everything into one sentence, I'm going to take the time to revise for clarity so my audience, my reader, knows exactly what I'm talking about. It takes a little extra time to write 2 more sentences, but it sure helps the audience. All right, probably the government fault. All right, first of all, the sentence is a fragment. It's an incomplete sentence. Watch out for those. This sentence is illogical. It engages in improper use of pathos. It's overly emotional, and it really is a false or unsupported accusations. I like to call this a rant. Sometimes when we write, we get very passionate about what we are writing and we rant. We don't want to rant. So I'm just going to eliminate this sentence entirely. They end up on the street with no one to turn to. I've already stated this idea at the beginning of my paragraph, so I'm just going to remove this sentence also. No one wants to read the same idea 5 times in one paragraph. So as you're reading your sentences, ask yourself, did I already say this? Did I already write this? Can I eliminate it? All right, if we change the system and extend foster care to 21 years, then we can reduce the number of cases of homeless. This is a great sentence. This is a really great sentence, but there's one little thing I can change, and that is the pronoun we, right? Extending foster care to 21 years of age will reduce the number of cases of homelessness. I just took out the we, right? It's unnecessary to have that pronoun in there. Scrambling with an idea. Look at the last 4 sentences of this paragraph. The key word is children. We are still minors until we are 21. Most people think 18 is an adult, but we are not adults until we are 21. Since minors are not adults until they are 21, the foster care system is responsible for them until they are 21. Well, these sentences make sense, but they're really kind of repeating the same idea, and I can tell that the writer is scrambling, trying to scramble to like pinpoint the idea. So what we need to do is take these 4 sentences, right, and think clearly through our process. What is it that we want to say? America defines a legal adult as one who has reached 21 years of age. Americans established the legal drinking age at 21 in 1984. In some states, an individual must be 21 to purchase tobacco products. Releasing foster children from state care at the age of 18 is irresponsible and illogical, given other age-based restrictions. Yes, I had to do a little more research. Yes, I had to think a little bit more, but clearly the revision is much better than those 4 scrambling sentences. When you are done, you have the opportunity to compare. Look at what you wrote initially, and then look at what you wrote after. And if you revise sentence by sentence, asking yourself where you could be more clear, where you could give more research, you are going to see the benefits of revision sentence by sentence. All right, so my final words are: make sure you use appropriate words, make sure you avoid slang and colloquialisms, consider the needs of the audience or the reader. What do they need? What information do they need? Research always strengthens your ideas, so you might have to do a little bit more research. Revise for clarity and cohesion, and work on revision and editing 1 sentence at a time. You want to be clear. You can have the best ideas, but if it's poorly written, your ideas look poor. If you can have very average ideas, but if you write clearly, your ideas, right, seem superior. So make sure you think about revising sentence by sentence. Again, I'm going to share this slideshow with you so you can take time on your own to review it. All right, have a good day. And if you have any questions, let your instructor know.